Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Sunday, August 4th. So, today's video, I want to kind of concentrate on where is your, where do you get downtime? Where is your favorite place that recharges those batteries? Because, we're no different than your iPhone. If you don't plug it in and recharge it, eventually it's going to burn out. It's going to quit working, right? Why does it quit working? Well, the batteries have you've kept going and going and going, and you didn't put on the charger, and this is the end result. So stay tuned. So today's video isn't going to be a long one, but I just thought, I was curious of what you do for your downtime. What do you do for enjoyment that recharges your batteries? And it is important. You know, I can remember, because this is what happens, especially if you're a workaholic or you take on more than what you should, is I can remember like it was yesterday that I couldn't wait for warmer weather because I was sick of the cold weather and the snow. And we're almost to it again. What happened to the summer? It's kind of like if you didn't take any time during the summer to enjoy yourself, everything is going to kind of blend together. That money, the extra money is nice, right? But is money everything? I can tell you that, you know, I hear from a lot of people that say either I don't have time or it costs too much to do what I enjoy doing. One or the other, right? And the truth is, most things in life that do bring enjoyment don't cost a cent. Getting up in the morning and taking a nice fresh cup of coffee and going out on the porch or a lawn chair, what have you, and watching a sunrise is breathtaking. Yet it costs nothing. I mean, your coffee and a little bit of your time, but just sit there where it's peace and quiet. And as it starts to, daybreak starts to come, you'll hear all the animals. You'll hear all the birds chirping, the frogs, burping, chirping and burping. Here we go. Just what I want to do on a Sunday morning is sit down and listen to birds chirp and burp. But no, it's like getting back to just being one with nature, with your universes. And no, I'm not off the deep end. That's one thing that doesn't cost anything to go out and enjoy doing. Going for a walk. Going fishing. Now, if you enjoy fishing, I would imagine there's certain fishing holes that aren't very far from home that wouldn't take you very long to get there. And the cost might be a few worms and a little bit of gas. See, one of the things that I used to do a lot, and I got to get back into, is fly fishing. I love fly fishing. And in my younger years, I used to tie my own flies. And we'd use squirrel tails and grouse feathers, and it was so great because at the end result of tying up your own ties, fishing lures, and then watching the bass or trout just nail them, and other people asking, "What are you using?" I made it. And I usually have a couple extras, so I would give them out to other people that were trying to enjoy fishing and weren't catching squat, because all their lures were made in China. But there's another thing that doesn't cost a lot. For some of you, you have it figured out. And for you guys, please chime in. How is it that, there's more to life than work, right? And in my situation, I have the shop, but I also have the beef cows, and I have to do haying. And then I take on side improvement jobs, like up to a lake. I'm bringing in topsoil and leveling and removing tree stumps and stuff like that. And then on another property where the mini is right now, I'm leveling pads for permanent tree stands. They're permanent hunting shacks that they're putting in. But all that stuff takes time, and you feel like you're just stretched. And then it leads to, here are the common signs: frustration, anger, ready to give up. You're just tired of it, right? You need to put, the biggest thing I can tell you, whether you're young or old, is you need to put that cell phone away. Honest to God, if you're still connected at the hip, then it's hard to go do anything because you want to do it without interruption. Never fails. Somebody calls or somebody needs their lawnmower or tractor work done, and you're out enjoying fishing and you feel obligated to leave your fishing spot that's been really good to go help them out. But if you never answered that phone because you didn't have it with you, you'd enjoy fishing the rest of the day, wouldn't you? And that's what we did yesterday. My son, he's a workaholic too. But I mentioned to him on Friday, what are you doing in the morning? And I said, if you're game, I'd like to go up to camp and do some fishing. And he said, I'll know later today whether I got to work in the morning. And if not, I said, what about Sunday? So he showed up at 6 yesterday morning, and we threw our fishing stuff in the back of the truck and went up. And the nice thing about up on the club that I belong to, there's 10,300 acres up in the Adirondacks, great native brook trout fishing, is cell phones do not work up there. They don't have enough towers, and the APA, the Adirondack Park Agency, won't allow them to put towers up because they want everything forever wild. I don't know if they thought, cavemen too, but they don't want any of the newer stuff up there. One company even took their tower and made it look like a huge metal Christmas tree. Go figure. But see, their tower sits way above the tree line, so it's kind of obvious. That's not a frickin' tree. That's a frickin' tower with some green paint painted on it. But that's the plus, because it doesn't matter where you are in the club, your phone is not going to work. So there's not going to be any interruptions. And we had some pretty good luck with the brook trout. And we had kept commenting because my daughter and the grandkids love berry picking. And the blackberries were just everywhere. So I kind of got tuned out on fishing, but I said, you know what, I'm going to go grab some of those blackberries for breakfast. So I started walking up the road eating the blackberries. And I told my son, I said, we're in no hurry today. Fish to your heart's content. I have no place I need to be. Today is today. And I'm going to walk up the road and eat some berries. So I did. But everybody needs that downtime, right? I'm not saying if you go to work and then you come home and you sit in the chair the rest of the day, that's not downtime. You're either glued to the TV. You got to get out and do something that's enjoyable. And not vacation. Vacations don't count. Vacations are you prep, You do all this work and you're packed up to go. You get there, you're rushing around. You got 110 things on the list that you want to see and do, and you can only have time for 50 of them. But you're still trying to push to get them all in, and then you're packing up. I mean, it's stressful. Stressful. And when you actually come home from a vacation to go back to work to get rested up, those don't count. Unless you're going to a spot, within a couple hours with a camper, and it's great fishing, swimming, what have you, and you don't have anything planned. That's the best part. Don't plan anything other than make sure you got your fishing equipment, your swimming equipment, and, of course, the kids. Don't leave the kids at home. Well, maybe not. Well, yeah, better take them. So most vacations that people go on, I don't count because that's more stressful, and you burn yourself out quicker just by going on too many of those. So in the comments, what do you do for downtime? This year I'm looking at, because I am so busy. I was telling my son, I said I got the chance to sell the beef cows this year and take the winter off. He said, it's about time you figured that out. And I go, what? And he said, yeah. He said, you're getting up in years. Are you going to finally retire, or are you just, going to work? Because you can't come to events and this and that because you're too busy working. So I brought it to my wife's attention. She said, it's up to you. And the thing is it's a lot of work, the haying and stuff for two guys. And I noticed Claude go downhill quite a bit this year, so it's 1.5 guys that trying to get stuff done. And breakdowns are happening this year that normally don't happen. I've got the feed to put them through the winter, but do I want to 20 below zero be out there trying to start a tractor and everything else when I should be just enjoying the pellet stove? The problem is we overcomplicate. Our lives become complex, and we do it to ourselves. You can decomplex your life by simply slowing down and stop doing things you don't need to do. I mean, you got to go to work, right? And you got to do the best you can while you're at work. But like my daughter, her downtime is gardening. She likes to go out, and she got the knee pad things and her little gloves and her trowel, and she sees flowers. She's taken many of them off the farm and transplanted them up at her place. That's her way out. My son, Harley, he loves to get on his Harley and just take off, be gone all day. He has no place he's going. He just hops on, and then if he meets up with another group of riders, he rides with them so far, and you never know, he gets outside the state sometimes and then comes back. I've got the motorcycle, I've got the Jaguar, but again, I'm not using them as much as I would like to, or I should, to enjoy them. So on that note, you guys have a great Sunday. What do you do for downtime? How do you recharge your batteries? And how do you decomplex your life? On that note, have a great Sunday.